Microblading men's eyebrows. Did you know that microblading is used to fill in sparse eyebrows? But it's not just for women, it's for men too. There's many men who suffer from alopecia, trichotillomania, or have gone through chemo and don't have as much hair anymore. And they too need the perfect frame for their face. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how I do men's microblading when it comes to the shape, the template, and the tools that I use to perform this service. If you're new to my channel and don't know who I am, my name is Christy and I'm the owner of Boss Brows. This channel is all about sharing my tips and experience in the microblading industry. So if you're trying to step up your brow game, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I come out with new videos every Tuesday. So what makes microblading a man different than a woman? At the end of the day, always listen to your client. The things that I always notice is the shape of the brow, the template, and the tools that I'm using. I always start all of my appointments with a thorough consultation. And this is when I discover what it is that client is looking for, what I call the brow goals. So we're always trying to achieve the eyebrow goals that that client is looking for. Now in this case, it may be that the client is looking to fill in sparse brows. So I wanna show you the shape that I use for men and how it's a little different than women, because with the eyebrow shape, women tend to have a more arched, groomed eyebrow, where men have that more naturally organic, less groomed eyebrow. Obviously, I always work with the client's natural bone structure and face shape in order to give them the most natural looking brow. The second thing is going to be the tool that I use. I prefer to use a microblading tool with a 0.20 to 0.25 millimeter. And this is because in most cases, men have coarser or thicker brow hair. Now this isn't always, I'm just saying on average that men tend to have thicker, coarser hair, and we want to mimic that hair. So using a blade diameter that's thicker is going to reflect the same size of their natural hair, and therefore it's going to blend better. The third thing is the actual microblading stroke template. Where do we lay those strokes in order to give them that flawless boss brow? So I'm gonna show you right now just using a fake skin. And again, you can always manipulate this stroke pattern to fit the natural hair growth of your client, but this is just a good generic template to use on any man. So a men's eyebrow is going to be a little thicker than a woman's eyebrow. It's not going to be as manicured as a woman's eyebrow. I also noticed that it's not as arched, and that's just because women get their brows waxed, where men might get them groomed, but they're not looking for that arch around the brow bone that women are looking for. So it tends to be a little thicker in the tail. I keep those first strokes in the front just a little more straight, and I'm just kind of coming up and then over. With a men's eyebrow, I like to keep my spine further over. I've noticed that with men's eyebrow hair, the hair at the tail, it's still growing, you know, over and out. So I just make straighter strokes. From here, I'm just going to continue doing my strokes, going up and over. And the more I get to the center of the brow, those strokes are going to be pointing towards that spine. So again, I like to do a little bit straighter strokes so that it mimics the men's eyebrows. And for this particular brow, I'm doing 3 strokes in order to fill in that body. I'm slowly starting to curve as I get to that transition. Now you'll see that these strokes are moving towards that spine. So don't worry about this gap because I'm gonna fill that in. I basically just want to make sure that the strokes I'm making are pointing towards the spine. Men's eyebrows, those hairs on the bottom are going to be moving over and out. So now that I'm getting close to that lower arch, I'm just gonna finish that baseline right there by just doing these strokes moving over and out. Now I'm just gonna fill in these gaps right here. So now you see here, it's starting to transition. When I do this top line right here, normally for a woman, I have my strokes hug the line and point down towards the tail. I actually am gonna kind of do the opposite here. So I'm coming here and it's pointing towards the tail. It's almost like it's hugging that line, like it's on the line. Instead of coming on the outside, like I would on a woman's brow, I'm gonna come on the inside, right here. Okay, so at the transition, just like any transition, you wanna make sure these strokes just kind of flow into the other side. And just to add some finishing touches, I'm gonna go in and fill in right through here.